I've gone from being in charge of 90 kids to being in charge of 400 kids. A challenge for me is the emotional side of it. I'm a very empathetic person, which I know is a positive, but also it gets to me, I guess, in this role because I see the wide scale hardship that kids go through. And then now, not only am I responsible for students, but I'm also responsible for staff. One big thing that I wanted to accomplish in this role was I wanted to make people feel supported and I wanted people to feel valued. And this is a staff of 50, a building of 400 students. And that is a lot for one person to manage when you're trying to make everybody feel supported. I love teaching, and I didn't get my degree thinking I was going to leave the classroom anytime soon. Even with curriculum director, I thought, I'll teach another 5 or 10 years. So I wasn't quite sure I was ready to leave the classroom, and now being in this role, that's probably one of the hardest parts for me. I won't say there haven't been times this year where I've thought, is this for me? I think it very much is, but I do miss the classroom. I miss that personal relationship with the students, but I also enjoy that I get to impact them on a more wide-scale basis, and I enjoy the relationships I get to have with staff, and I enjoy being able to make them feel supported. Where are you going to plant this, or where are you going to hang it? Outside? Why would outside maybe be a good place?
So we can get some sun.
So it can get some sun. Very good. I think it's important to remember that this is a very challenging role, and that there are going to be a lot of times where you aren't sure what that next step is, and that's okay. And to not beat yourself up about it, to know, you're going to have to seek out resources. You're not going to be able to accomplish everything in 1 year. The list that you have to accomplish is never ending, and you'll keep adding to it. And just really honestly, to take things one day at a time this first year, because it's a big learning curve. And the first year really needs to be about developing relationships, getting to know the building, the staff, the students, and then from there, you can really see where you're going to head next. But it's challenging, and that's okay. So this year, I would say overall, I'm just more comfortable in the role in general. I'm still growing into it, as I will be for the next probably 10 to 20 years. I would say coming into this role, especially being a younger new administrator coming right from the classroom into the principalship into a new district, I did feel like I needed to set a precedent. I did feel like I needed to prove myself. But really, throughout the year, I got to know the staff so well, and I learned who to rely on, and I became really comfortable with saying, I'll have to get back to you on that. So one thing this summer that we did was we replaced all of our carpet in the library, and so we saw that as an opportunity to be able to just enhance the library, make it more inviting for the students. The carpet was red before, so it wasn't the most inviting color even to set the library apart. The summer was a really nice time to work on that. There's a lot for a principal to do in the summer, but that was definitely, it gave me a little bit more time to be able to focus on some of that. Our librarian, she and I worked together to be able to make some of the changes. It was very much a collaborative effort. And so I would say last year, it wasn't even on my radar to even attempt during my first year in the principalship, and so it was nice to be able to have that time, and like I said, the carpeting just kind of opened up the door for us to make some other changes. This can be a very lonely and isolated position. It's been very eye-opening how lonely and isolated it can be. I have talked to a few people about it, and I've tried to get a little bit of mentoring regarding the way that I feel in terms of the emotional and mental hardship that the role has taken on me. And I have been told a lot that it's not abnormal for me to feel that way, but being able to separate that is very difficult for me and my personality. So I'm trying to find a way that I'm able to do that works for me. One of the other principals in the video said, "Never go at it alone." And that was a quote that he said, his advice for new administrators. And that quote I would say is the best advice for any administrator, because I would say it's essential to have trust in the staff. I would say it's essential to have a team approach to decision making. No matter what decisions are being made, it's important to involve everybody in the process. It's important to be able to know that we can rely on each other emotionally, because it's not one person's school, it's our school, and it's important for us all to have ownership in it. And I think that's the best advice you can give anybody all throughout their career.